Hello, four-star sports fans. This is Jonathan Sturdivant. Called new episode called Inside the Lines. New show that we have on the Four-Star Sports Network. The reason that it's going to be called Inside the Lines. Um, First of all, Coach Townsend. I don't know if you remember Coach Harrison back in the day. He has to have a show on Sports 56 where a lot of people, like myself, when I was a teenager, used to call in that radio show where he used to have prep show on Friday nights after high school football season or during the high school football season. After each football game, they used to talk about high school games in general or any topic in general that anybody wants to talk about throughout the weekend regarding sports in general. So this show is in memory of Coach Tommy Harrison, who passed away in 2010, the former Milton Central High School back in the 90s, per se, and the former MUS assistant coach back then as well. So this is a special episode under one Mr. Dotson over there that plays for Chattanooga Baylor as well. So he has a big game tomorrow on ESPN at 12 o'clock Central Time. But first, Mr. Dotson, Coach Townsend, welcome to the show.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. Glad to be here.
Coach Townsend, I'm sure you want to ask Mr. Dotson a few questions as well before we get started.
Yeah, I do. Hey, one important question, man.
Yeah.
How you doing today, though?
I'm doing great. Had walked through earlier, kind of final game prep before a big game tomorrow. So I'm doing great, ready to go.
All right. I'm about to start with the questions real quick. First question is, like how your experience is like playing in college now.
Say it one more time.
I mean, how's your experience playing?
My experience playing so far in my high school career, it's been really good. It kind of started like where I had to learn the game, and now later in my year, obviously this being my last year, I feel like I have it the speed of the game down pat. Game kind of really slowed down for me compared to my early years, freshman sophomore year, not having much experience. But now, definitely my back end last year to this year, I feel like the game slowed a lot down for me. Even in big games, when a lot of people there, like tomorrow, the game slowed down, and I'm really not really worried about anything. Just playing.
All right. Okay. So what you think? How you think you're gonna do tomorrow?
I think I'm gonna do great. Like I worked super hard, not just this year, but last year. I feel like it's really coming together in a great system. First off, so really ready to showcase all my abilities in that. But I feel like I'm gonna do great. I'm prepared. I'm ready to go. Obviously, maybe some first game jitters, but it won't be too much because I know I'm prepared. And I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I feel. I understand the jitters, bro. Like when you first like do it, you get a little nervous, But that's a good thing, though.
Most definitely, most definitely.
For sure.
Coach T, I appreciate you asking student athlete of the game these questions because it's hard to prep for not only a game on ESPN, but just prep a game in general regarding high school games these days because you really don't know what to expect as a coach like yourself. But Mr. Joakim Dotson, first of all, you played your high school career at Collierville High School under Coach Joe Rocconi the first three seasons. Just talk about what kind of impact Coach Rocconi and the Dragons started out that let's start with your career as a Collierville Dragon. How did that actually how'd you like that 6A SEC conference they call it?
It's definitely SEC conference. We play great opponents each region game. Other guys that may go Power Five or D1, so you play against really really good talent. And I feel like it developed me to where I'm at now. Obviously, coming to this division is still very tough. They say this one might be more tougher than 6A, but it really prepared me. And Carver prepared me in a big way. Like I feel like I really learned the ropes. I had to play the high school game there. Uh, Obviously, started as a sophomore. There really it taught me a lot. It taught me how to play big boy ball against guys that are very physical, stronger, faster at times than you. So it really helped me learn a lot and really kind of developed me for even the college game I'll be going to next year. So it was really good. Speed of game, speed of pace is really, really fast, but I feel like it prepared me and it got me to this point I am now. And I'm grateful for my opportunity at Carterville. I'm excited for my journey now. So. it was a blast, and I'm happy I got to experience that. It was a great experience, and I wish them the best.
Can you talk about that impact that Coach Riccone made on you throughout the years?
Oh yeah, Coach Riccone was a big impact. Great motivator, great guy to get his players up and going. Really structured practices. So I kind of know how it feels to how to practice hard and prepare harder. Summer days are hard. It's a lot of hard things that go in playing for Coach Riccone, and he gets the best out of it. He's a good coach, and like I'm saying, I'm wishing him the best. And I got a lot of great friends over there, so I wish them the best this season.
So, what made you? I know this. A lot of people, say Chattanooga Baylor, whatnot, does not deserve to be in the TSAA with along with other schools per se, just because the way that y'all do have nice facilities over there, like a prep school, in general, but over at Chattanooga Baylor. So, what made you leave Collierville in the 901 to go out to Chattanooga Baylor and just for your senior year in general? Is it just to get better for the next level in college? Because one, you got the facilities, to prepare you for the next level in college, or what made you go to Chattanooga Baylor your senior year?
A lot of things, not even a lot of things recording just on the football aspect, but in life with family, stuff happens and you got to make moves. So it wasn't all football. Actually, I didn't foresee me coming to Baylor. If you would have told me this months ago, I probably wouldn't have had a reaction. I'd probably be like, you're crazy. I'm going to put my last year at Cargill. But it happened, and my transition to Baylor has been really good. First, on meeting Coach Cameron and kind of knowing his background. He's a recent tight ends coach that came from South Carolina. Before that, he won 12 state championships for South Carolina and played quarterback for South Carolina. So his kind of background and his history kind of really made me excited about picking Baylor because he's prepared a lot of college guys. Last year, Amari Jefferson was kind of in the same role I am, and he's at Alabama now. So I feel like coming to Baylor was going to be the best fit for me at this time with the move that me and my family were going to make. I just thought it was the best. And obviously, Baylor's football community and the community in general is so great. I felt like it was no better school to come to at this time than Chattanooga Baylor.
Well, you talked about the schedule, with Collierville with me for a second. Now, your schedule this year, what is your schedule on a daily basis since you are coming from a municipal school in Collierville now to a private school in Chattanooga Baylor? So is it pretty much similar to the Collierville schedule compared to what you got now, or what's your daily routine at Chattanooga Baylor now?
I would say our schedule here is very much more so like college. Definitely prepare for stuff. Like on weekdays, like this week, I woke up at like 6 o'clock because we got workouts, we got film, we got stuff to do to get prepared for this game. And it's not just because we play on ESPN. This is how they prepare every game. So I feel like that aspect is different. But when we talk about preparing and hard practices, Curryville, we had some really hard practices and tough days to get prepared for games. But like here is it's more college like in preparation. You're gonna what you practice is what we practice. Y'all are gonna see us run that tomorrow on TV. It's not nothing we haven't ran or haven't did. Everything we've ran this week we'll practice and lifting and watching film just to make sure we're prepared. So schedule a little different, but when it comes to practices, it's about the same. So
I know this schedule in general is the same exact schedule kind of for the SEC that you got in your region now from top to bottom. You got, I know, for example, the playoffs are going to be a little bit different since you got to travel possible 4 to 5 hours back out here per se, or schedule a team like in Nashville that's only like 2.5 to 3 hours away. So how's your body going to be adjusted to one, you know, regarding the time changes per se, and then just talk about your schedule this year in general.
okay, so I came out here in the summer, so that first week of transition, like the time change kind of affected me a little bit because you lose an hour. It is an effect on your body, but now I'm used to this. I've been here for 3 months now, so I'm used to the time change. And when we have to go play in Nashville, it's even better because I'm from West Tennessee, and that's West Tennessee, Middle Tennessee ish. So I know how it is to play in those games, play in Nashville. I played a lot of games in Nashville before, so for me that won't be a hard transition. I don't think it'll be hard transition for our team because when you're playing football, you're playing football.
Right.
It is what it is. Like it doesn't matter where you play at. Like me personally, I can go play football anywhere, and I feel like I'm going to dominate because it's not where you're at. It's just the mentality you got and the will to do it.
Coach, you got another question or two, or Mr. Dotson?
Yeah, I have like two more actually.
Go ahead.
Hey, it's kind of like it's a good feeling to be playing a high school game on a Sunday, right?
Most definitely, it's a great feeling. Like I said, my aspiration to go to the NFL, so I use this as kind of like a precursor to that, getting used to
Yeah.
playing on Sundays because I believe I'm going to play on Sundays. So just a precursor, and all its spotlights on you, and that's what I like. Big players like big games, and I'm ready for it.
Yeah, and I like experience work like extra practice and stuff too. A couple days.
Oh yeah, you said do we have extra practices?
Yeah, y'all had extra days of practice and stuff.
So Monday we didn't have practice on Monday, but we practiced Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and obviously the day we had walkthrough. So we did have extra practice in there, but that just because the game fell on a Sunday. But like I said, our week's been pretty similar to what is going to be Friday, even though we had the extra day because we haven't really changed anything. Coach Kimmerer said this game is a bunch of hype surrounding it, and how you win big games is how you keep your normal routine, and that's what we pretty much did. And me personally, I tried to catch as many passes and drugs after practice. Even today, I caught a lot of balls just to get prepared to see every ball that I'm going to see in a game. I want to see before, so it's like practicing a game. So yeah,
Understand that time change when you first get you gotta get used to it at first, right?
yeah. I wouldn't say the time change affected me because I know I was going to come into a time change in the summer, and I knew I had to go to sleep a little early because it's like you're saying, I'm losing an hour, but time change doesn't affect me no more. I've been here 3 months. I'm used to it. And if I start trying to blame the time change tomorrow, Coach Kim is going to be really mad. So I'm not going to worry about the time change. I'll be ready to go because I'm used to it.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Dotson. Your dad is the former University of Memphis great, Mr. Damian Dotson. How'd your dad adjust? Well, what kind of advice has your dad have given you so far in going into your senior year to get you ready for this next level in college as well?
Yeah, me and my dad, we've worked a lot. Last year, this year, really this year has been. I think we put the most work in this year because he's getting me ready to go play college in the SEC, and that's big time. And obviously, my dad played D1 at the University of Memphis, so he's my trainer, he's my coach, best coach I could ever ask for. Being my dad, because he's just gonna shoot it to me straight. He won't sugarcoat it for anybody. Definitely not for me because I'm his own son. And he wants to see me do the best I can. So he's gave me really good advice, even about playing in college, playing in high school. But he wants me to have a lot of fun this year because, like you said, going to next year, it's more business like. So this year he's just getting advice: have fun, you're prepared, you're trained to go, because he trains me. So, uh, like I said, he's gave me the best advice, the best coach I could ever ask for.
So, as we talk about your next journey at the University of Tennessee for a second, before you get ready for tomorrow, because I know tomorrow is going to be a busy day for you, whatnot, especially when you got to prep a little bit more for the game tomorrow as well. And let's talk about the University of Tennessee. Why the orange and white, and why Rocky Top?
Rocky Top because every time I go to Rocky Top, I feel like it's family to me. It's more family like. They were on me the hardest. And I'm a loyal guy. My parents always taught me loyalty, and they were there from the start. I feel like they always believed me as a player. They kind of knew the player I was going to be before I kind of sprouted into that last year. So they had a lot of they kind of really played a part in that decision big time. Before I even made it, they always knew said Rocky Top was going to be there, and they're still there. They're still on me heavy, and I love that school. More our relationship with the coaches and how I can see myself in the program. They really drew it out, and they really made me feel great about being at Rocky Top. So I can't wait for it. I'm ready for it. Even though my dad's at the Tiger, I'll be a Tennessee ball, so it's all good. I'm really ready for it.
Yeah. First of all, what kind of advice have you told your dad about wearing that orange yet? In general. Hey, I had to wear it last year to support Jabari Small. As a Memphis fan myself, supporting Jabari Small in the swamp last year was kind of, me wearing the Tennessee orange and gray, at 1 minute, it was kind of hard being a Memphis fan. But to support Jabari Small and Omari Thomas, at the next level at where they played at Briarcrest High School was, just a different, unique wearing the Tennessee. But I'm sure your dad's going to slowly get used to wearing that orange and gray down the road. And heck, smoky gray jerseys, the way the NIL is these days, woo! Dotson wearing that smoky gray Tennessee jersey. Look out.
Oh yeah, can't wait. Yeah, he every time I remember like every time when like they first like every time we go to Neal, he's like, I remember when I played here, or I remember when we beat them. So it's always something he says, but like now he's a Baylor fan right now, but next year he'll be a Tennessee fan. So wherever I go, he's gonna be a fan of. He knows his playing days are over. So he's a big Tennessee fan. Uh, I don't foresee us playing Memphis, but if we did,
It's gonna happen eventually. You just watch. Ever
and he'll
since
be he'll be going for the big orange that day. Maybe not the
nah,
week after. But he'll be going for the big orange
he'll
that day.
have like a house divided T-shirt on or something like that, wearing blue on one side and orange on the other side because it'll be like a house divided, atmosphere for him. But yeah, talk about Josh Heupel first of all, real quick. Now, in the question with that.
Coach Hype was amazing. Coach Hype was really amazing. Like I said, he visited me a lot when I was at Carterville. He's always texting me, checking up on me. Not just me, but he'll call my dad. He'll text my mom. So, like with Coach Hype, it's like he has a great relationship with my family, and he prioritizes his family. So I love him. And also, he's a guru when it comes to play call and stuff like that. Y'all see Tennessee's offense; it's crazy. He's a guru, and he's a quarterback himself, candidate for the Heisman national champion. So he knows what he's talking about, and I'm so excited to go in his offense because I think he's the coach that has the most receivers drafted in like the past 5 years or something like that. So I want you want to go play an offense. It's receiver friendly. They're gonna throw the rock around. So he's amazing.
You better be ready for that 5 second hike that like he did at the UCF days, and you better be ready on that line. Them going to be hiking that ball within 5 seconds of that play clock. So you better be ready.
It'll
No
be super
breathing for the
fast.
week.
Yeah, it'll be super fast. That's why we'll be in shape. Yeah.
So what do you think Tennessee's record is going to be this year in general? Do you think they'll make the playoff?
I do think Tennessee's a playoff team. Record, I don't know their games by heart, but I got them winning 10 to 11 games. Pretty good team this year, and Tennessee, we're just going up and up and up, and we're getting better and better, and trending to what it used to be in '98 in those '90 years. So that's what we're trending back to. So I got them definitely being a playoff team, and maybe even going to the national championship. I hope they go, but it's going to be tough since it'll be our first time being a CFP. But at least 10 to 11 wins.
All right, Mr. Dodson. If anybody wants to follow your journey the rest of your senior year and then the rest of college, per se, where can they find you on your socials?
Instagram, Joe Kim Dotson one underscore. You probably just look up Joe Kim, you'll find it. And then Twitter, Joe Kim Dotson one. You'll find it JoaKimDodson one. So I pretty much keep that. If you try to find me, that's pretty much gonna be my name, Joe Kim Dotson one on everything. So
Well,
it's pretty easy to find me. I'm like the only Joe Kim Dotson in the world, so it's pretty cool being that because when you look my name up, it'll pop up first because it's a unique name and I like it.
well, Mr. Dodson, thank you so much for coming on Inside the Lines on the debut edition of Inside the Lines. It's all about the kids, where I support the kids, in general. So I appreciate you coming on. Good luck tomorrow's show out. We'll look forward to seeing you at 12 o'clock Central Time, 1 o'clock in your neck of the woods on ESPN. And good luck the rest of your senior year. And I can't wait to talk more high school football with you down the road.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all having me on. I'm a Memphis guy. I let everybody know I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. So I always rep my hometown. I can't wait to play on for the city tomorrow. So
And we know you missed the Memphis barbecue too. I know.
I do. I actually ate some barbecue when we had a team dinner about an hour ago, and I was like, "This cannot touch Memphis. Nothing really here can touch Memphis, but I gotta take a break from it. But when I have it again, I'm really enjoy it."
Speaking of which, what is your favorite Memphis barbecue spot, real quick?
Favorite Memphis barbecue spot? I'm actually gonna go Tom's Barbecue. I love Tom's Barbecue. Like it's always good. Rendezvous, you can't go wrong with Rendezvous nachos. Corgus is good. Central's good. We have so many spots here. I don't even know. No, like the worst place in Memphis is probably gonna be the best place here.
Right.
I can't lie. So because our barbecue is really good. So I have so
Well,
many favorites. I can't really think.
enjoy the nice, beautiful town of Chattanooga, like I said, the rest of the fall. And we'll look forward to seeing you down the road. And hopefully I'll get you on in a couple weeks before the region schedule starts, and then or even during the region play, so you can get a little bit more SEC love. And no, I'm sorry, can I give you no information regarding the West Tennessee teams out here You have to figure it out yourself for right now.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. And only team we play down in Memphis is Christian Brothers, so we should be fine with that.
Where would that game be played at?
We'll be playing that one at Baylor because they went to Memphis last year. So, I'm kind of sad because I want to go play at Memphis, but unfortunately it's in Chattanooga this year.
Right.
All right, Dawson. I appreciate it, man. Have a good one, man.
I appreciate y'all. Have a good night.
So you too.
All right, Coach T. We talked about wow, what an impact Mr. Dodson has had for our Memphis community throughout the years. You know, man, like you got to see him up close and personal on your bye weeks in general, as you are a coach yourself. But what kind of person did you see on that football field the last couple of years in the Memphis area?
Man, I seen a lot, man. Memphis has some good talent. You know, it was pretty good. It was good seeing him at Carterville play a couple times.
Yeah.
I always hear his name all the time. I've seen a couple games myself.
And a lot of people talk about why do people leave their senior year, you know, the Memphis area in general. To be honest with you, I have no problem with it at all. If they want to go better themselves somewhere else, like a Chattanooga Baylor or an IMG Academy or Oak Hill Academy or something like that, just to get them ready for that senior year, or
Yeah.
that, you
So
know,
what I always say to people is like, man, it's good to like get to like better yourself, get to learn things from different people. You know,
yeah,
like
especially at the college for the college level, especially.
because Carterville is a good school, but Baylor has like they play in the number 4 ranked division in the country,
Right.
number 1 in the state. So he just want to better himself, want to be able to get himself out there a little bit more, learn from different coaches. Coach Riccone a good coach, so yeah, we like when people be like, I don't understand why they leave, but I understand. Like, man, you just trying to better yourself, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Get them ready for that college level, man.
Yeah,
Week 1 is finishing up tonight. As a matter of fact, in the high school ranks in the Memphis metro area, and there were some interesting games out there yesterday regarding some scores and around the Memphis area as well. But here's the score recap for Week 1 edition so far, because there are some games being played right now as we speak. But Melrose playing East right now, and then Whitehaven and Central are squaring off right now as well. And I think those games could very well be a shootout either way. And you never know, because it's the first game, regarding both teams. And then you don't know what to expect from a 5A Central team against a Whitehaven 6A school. It's just the way that we've seen some scores throughout the week, right?
yep,
So some scores that stood out to me yesterday were Bartlett 41, MUS 17. The Jerron Johnson show that ran over 335 or plus yards, basically. Some people are saying 338. Some people are saying 335. It depends on what stat program, I guess, you go by, whatnot. And he had 5 touchdowns all in the second half in that one.
yeah,
Houston 45, Briarcrest 3. Lausanne 35, May 6. Wow, Southwind 68, Ridgeway 0. 60 points in the first half alone for the Southwind Jaguars. Carterville 20, Riverside 10. Bluff City 26, Rossview 20. Rossview Christian, I might add. Middle College 20, Oak Haven 0. Cordova 32, Sheffield 14. Bolton 37, Treasant 0. Millington 36, St. Benedict 9. Craigmont 16, Douglas 0. A huge win for Lakeland to start the year. I know people in Lakeland are happy. 38-20 victory over Hillcrest. ECS got a good win on the road and beat Goodpasture 35-16. Arlington 19, Overton 6. The Fairleigh Bulldogs 62, St. George's 0. Hamilton 40, BTW 0. Harding Academy got a huge win over Kingsbury 19-14. Jackson Christian 28, North Point 26. Memphis Business Academy also got a huge win, traveling to Savannah and beating Harding County 46-35. Hall's 30, Tipton Rosemark 6. And then, you talked about those week one games and Coach Townsend. Coach, what teams have, like, in week one, give me 3 or 4 teams that stood out to you in week one.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my three teams. First team, Bartlett. Bartlett really stood out because we also we scrimmage Bartlett, man. That running back he's legit.
Okay.
Yeah, he's legit. And then the second one that stood out was like the the Houston game actually. That one stood out too because they defending champs. They have pretty good players. Their team pretty good, solid. And then I'm really happy for what I am happy for. I'm happy for Bluff City. They're a new upcoming school. They beat Rossville.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of really a shocker too. Also, and I got a shocker too. I have another school that's a shocker though.
All right, who's your shocker, my friend?
Man, the shocker was like when I heard about it. The Fairley school was kind of a shocker.
Yeah, I really thought St. George's, to be honest with you, put like a better fight out there. I know their numbers haven't really been up to par lately regarding enrollment to players in general are playing high school football, but that score definitely did surprise me, 62-0. I'm not surprised by the Memphis Business Academy outcome, but the way that you scored a lot of points into an environment that you never really been to per se. That you're traveling 2.5 hours to Savannah and you score 46 points to a team that has more numbers than you.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy also. Cause like Memphis Business Academy, their football team is kind of pretty newish a little bit too. So,
Right.
and that was like for you to have a fire offense like that is pretty good, especially on the road.
What is your surprise? I mean, I'm not saying disappointment per se, because it's only week one. But like, what are you? I know you talked about the school. We just talked about the Fairleigh and St. George's score. Are you surprised by any other score that in general, that you thought would have been like a more close game?
Yeah, I thought that Bartlett and MUS would have been a little closer.
I think the senior leadership for Bartlett just basically, to be honest, nothing against MUS per se at all. MUS battled the same thing 2 years ago when Bartlett lost to them 37-0. MUS was playing on a heavy heart 2 years ago regarding their tragedy. Last night, Bartlett was fighting a tragedy as well, as they lost one of their former uh, players, in a car accident this last month.
Yeah,
So Bartlett is battling the same thing that MUS was. So yeah, for Bartlett to come out, like you said, 7-0, right, like in the first half, and then just pour it on in that second half, it just showed how much senior leadership they have on that football team regarding Cam Alexander, Jerron Johnson, the Mississippi State commit, Austin Howard, the Mississippi State commit, per se as well. So that's what, kind of really stood out to me in week one. Like you brought up, MUS, I think, will be okay, but they don't. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how MUS can kind of go forward with that young players on that football team.
what I also think is like people like for say panic because the first week, but it's just the first week. Like you knocking the scrimmage is different than the actual game. So you can really say that scrimmaging is different from actual game. Like an actual game, your blood is like moving, then it's like situational. So, or like a scrimmage, you do stuff to like test it out. But in the game, it has to be in a plan. So that's why I was kind of shocked with the MUS though. But it's also like I'm really excited what Bartlett has coming for the 6A.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this team can kind of remind you of the team that made it to the semifinals that one year, and they played Beach, out of Hendersonville, and just fell short in that semifinal game where they could have qualified for that state championship. You brought up a good point. Scrimmages, I know it's first game jitters, whatnot, and it's hard to say what's really going on behind the scenes, regarding the school. But I thought, because a lot of people are predicting White Station to make that playoffs this year, and I'm like, that first game really didn't show the White Station team
Hey,
that.
matter of fact, that's the most shocker that I like. That game right there really 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 shocked me because last year they was going neck to neck.
Yeah, White Station lost a tough one, 41-0 to Christian Brothers at Christian Brothers.
Yeah,
And then the Highway 51 Tipton County battle, I really thought it was going to be a closer game too. Covington won 35-0 over Mufford in that Highway 51. Skylar Smith, Mr. Football. I think right now I'm gonna do the over and under part of our show, or part of a Sunday edition, early edition that we have on our show called, or on the Four Star Sports Network, called Over and Under with Wes Pruitt. So he does a show called Over and Under. So this year, I think Memphis has a good chance of having 4 right now Mr. Football finalists in Murfreesboro this year as well. So what do you think about that, Coach Townsend?
I'm calculating, so I'm trying to see. You say 4.
Yeah.
I think it'd probably be a little bit more than that. Actually,
Okay.
I would say either 5 or 6. I say about 5 or 6.
Yeah, right now I'm gonna do 4 just because I think Jerron Johnson has a great shot. The 6A running back from Bartlett High School.
Correct.
Mr. Smith from Covington has a good shot. And you got to see him up close and personal throughout the years as well. Perkins from Southwind definitely has a chance to win it, Mr. Back to back. And then I won't be surprised if we can get like a D2 AAA kicker or something like that, because we do have some good kickers in that league.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're forgetting one more person that came from Germantown. He's at Merrill.
Yeah, Mr. Morrow does have a great shot as well to win that Mr. Football. And I think him going over to Melrose, nothing against, him going to Melrose for the scheduling point of view, but I'm just kind of shocked that he would leave Germantown from that 6A to get him ready for that new level at Missouri, to get him ready like we did with Dotson a few minutes ago.
Mhm.
Going from Collierville to Baylor gets him ready for the next level. But
Yeah,
the scheduling, it's kind of interesting for Melrose to, to get him ready for that new level.
yeah, but it's not. It's special playing for your dad though.
Right.
And family. That's a special connect, special bond because he's about to leave. So when you get that chance, and God tell you to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Townsend, now let's look ahead week 2 edition. It all starts next week regarding some games, and there's going to be some interesting games on slate because, to be honest with you, it all starts on Thursday regarding some teams. Houston plays again, and they play DeSoto Central down in Northwest Mississippi. I think Northwest Mississippi has like a deal going on
Oh yeah,
regarding some teams, per se. But Germantown also plays South Panola, and
that's gonna be a good one.
it's going to be a good one because I think Coach Gene Robinson gets his guys ready by playing a South Panola team on the schedule to get them ready for this next level, per se.
Correct.
So I think another game that's going to stand out is going to be North Point Christian at Magnolia Heights. That'd be a good test for North Point. Central
Correct.
plays at Senatobia. So Major Wright and Company, 2 games right off the bat. Whitehaven tonight, and then playing down in Senatobia is going to be a good environment for them just to get them ready. And then Coach Salisbury playing Tupelo, Mississippi next week. We saw Tupelo and Houston. We didn't see them up close and personal, but we saw a barn burner between Tupelo and Houston last year where Houston won that game against Tupelo. Can Whitehaven maybe spoil Tupelo down in Tupelo regarding that nice artificial turf down there they got in Tupelo?
Possibility, but that quarterback at Tupelo, oh my goodness, I seen him up in personal.
Right.
That guy has a cannon. Like,
And then Mr. Dodson and Chattanooga Baylor, let's give him a shout out again because they got another tough test next week. Grade Collegiate from South Carolina go to Chattanooga Baylor. So that'll be another good test for Mr. Dodson next week, regarding playing that team. But what's your oh man, how can I explain it? How what is your are you in favor of these, like for example, I know it's a 2 year commitment, per scheduling. Are you in favor of that? Or do you think they should change the schedule every year if the team is able to, for example?
Okay, I'm like 50-50 in between that because I like what I like the most is the home and home chance. You
Right.
know, I like that, but what I don't like is like you locked. That's locked in for 2 years straight. Like talent can change like instantly, so your numbers can change instantly, like anytime. But you still locked on through 2 games. You know.
Right. The reason I'm bringing that up is I love Carver's chances going to beach, but you're playing a 5A team in beach, and you're also playing you're driving 2.5 hours from Collierville to Nashville on a Friday afternoon. It's gonna be a tough test for the Dragons, but if anybody can get it done, this Collierville team can definitely, I think, make some noise and go into beach and beat beach.
Yeah.
In general regarding that game because they done it last year when they did it in the playoffs without Aiden Glover as well. So that'd be another interesting game. Memphis East at Arlington. And to me, the game of the week right now is Lausanne at Bartlett. Coach Kevin LeCastro in the game. TJ Jenkins versus Cam Alexander for Bartlett High School. So that'll be my game of the week as of right now. So what's your thoughts on that matchup?
Actually, that's when you say it. When I think about it, I'm trying to picture them on paper. That would be my game of the week also
You see
because
a lot of points in that one.
it's gonna be a shootout, definitely.
And then Sheffield Knights bouncing back at Christian Brothers. Is it? I think Sheffield needs to just compete in this game just to show how much Sheffield could very well be back this year. If Sheffield wants to make some noise, they had to have a good showing at Christian Brothers, especially after bouncing back after that loss against Cordova last week.
That was a shocker, like
Right,
because you have a five. That I think a 4 or 5 star, receiver.
right.
So that was kind of shocking to me.
Olive Branch at ECS. Coach Blake Butler in the game, the ECS Eagles host a tough team in Olive Branch, but hey, whatever you can get your guys ready for that region, I'm up for it, to be honest with you. So good luck to the Eagles in that one. Bolivar Central at Fayette Academy. Bolton, CJ Marshall and Company play at Fayette Ware in a different environment that some people might not be familiar with. It's tough
Yeah,
to win in Fayette Ware, first of all. And the referee, I'm not calling the referees out by no means, but the Shelby County refs call it way different than the Jackson officials, for one thing, out in Fayette County, for one thing. Uh, Roswell Christian at Halls, Memphis Business Academy, another good test for the NBA. Going to Haywood and playing a 4-star athlete, Mr. Caden Harris, at Haywood. So that game very well could see a lot of points as well in that one.
oh yeah, that's a good test for NBA.
Absolutely. Memphis Middle College at Hillcrest. Um, Fairleigh at Kirby, Dyersburg at Lake County. And other interesting games, Mitchell McDaniel and company, as they lost a lot of skilled players, scheduled a game at Lakeland Prep. A good test for Lakeland, but another good test for FACS because you never really know what to expect on the Lakeland Prep team that only has like a freshman and sophomore class as well.
Yeah, that's crazy because they like have freshmen and sophomores only.
Yeah. White Station at Manassas, could Coach Conley and the gang get a dub in that one for their first one on the season. Ridgeway at Memphis Overton. That's another interesting game because, I talked about, Southwind put a 68 spot on Ridgeway yesterday, and Overton to me is in a different group, maybe like an improved team. The only scored 6 points last night against Arlington was kind of like a shock as well. So a good test for the Overton Warriors hosting hosting them this week against Ridgeway. Wooddale at Raleigh, Melrose at MUS. That's
That
another sneaky game to look out for as well.
That's like my second game of the week.
Craigmont at Mitchell, the M&M Bowl, which I've been a fan of that game ever since the '90s. To be honest with you, ever since I grew up watching family play at Millington. To go to Highway 51 at Mufford and hear that Rocky Top in that background regarding the Mufford High School band, um, something they'll be getting used to throughout that game. It's might be an interesting game because it's the M&M Bowl, but throw out the records, throw out the friendships. It's going to be a barn burner in that one. Horn Lake, Mississippi, another good test for Southwind, but the game's at Southwind, so I think Southwind can take care of business in that one. Cordova at St. Benedict, Mace at St. George's, USJ at Union City, and then Harding Academy Lions at West Carroll, and then the Briarcrest Saints host Kingsbury in general in that one. So anybody wants to go out and support the kids next Friday and go out and support the band, these kids, man, definitely need it these days, and definitely I would love to see how different teams could impact throughout the year this year in the Memphis area. What are your thoughts going into week 2, Coach?
Man, it's gonna be, get knock the dust off your shoulder from your first game. So going to week 2, it gets you. Yeah, that prepares you. Make like if you have a bad loss, maybe you can like shake it off with a win second week. It's like it's so much like it's different. Like week 2, you know, I just pray that everyone had like safe week 1, injury free. But week 2, I know like for us, hopefully we can just like redeem ourselves from what happened week 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, to be honest with you, with it being a short week on some teams as well, just stay healthy, and that's the best thing that you can really do going forward. And it's going to be another hot week this week. I know some teams might be adjusting your time schedule for practices per se, because you're looking at like another hot one in the Memphis area regarding 98 degrees Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week.
Mm-hmm.
So stay hydrated, drink your fluids. If you got to, stretch like you're supposed to, like 30 minutes before practice starts. Just stay hydrated because it's going to be dangerous heat this week in the 110 possibly heat index. And then Friday, you really never know what to expect because right now they're expecting a high of 97 right now in the Memphis area. And some games could be pushed back, in general because the heat index rule. I think the heat index rule is still at 105 or 110 still?
So, 103, 105 ish.
Yeah, so just keep hydrated, kids. Definitely go out and support the local talent here in the Memphis area. If anybody wants a ticket for college, high school, or college sports, concerts, Coach Towns, I don't know if you ever use SeatGeek or not, but I will give you a promo code right now for you to use your next ticket purchase. So anything $50 or more, you'll create an email and a password on the SeatGeek account. So make sure you just write it down before you forget it because you'll definitely need it later. So any ticket, $50 or more for like concerts, college football. I know you like college football, Coach Townsend. So definitely anything $50 or more with the SeatGeek promo code 4-Star Sports Media, you will save $20 off of your first purchase.
Yeah, appreciate you.
So definitely, we got like for example, if you want to make a trip to Tallahassee on September 14th, and you see a ticket out there for like $90 right now, use that promo code and it'll definitely save you $20 off of your first purchase. So for Coach Townsend, this is Jonathan Sturdivant. Thank you for listening to the debut show of Inside the Lines, and we'll be back next week for another week 2 edition regarding high school football in the Memphis area.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for coming on, Coach.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me.